Jim and Joy, and you are an important part of our EWTN family. And we're so delighted that you've welcomed us into your home. We would love to hear from you. So send us an email with a question or a comment to jimandjoy@ewtn.com. Today, our guests are Silvia Osong and Janine Evanish. Silvia is the Executive Director of Catholic Marketing Network, CMN, and Janine is the owner of a beautiful little store called Heaven and Earth Gift Shop and Café in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and is also a member of the Catholic Marketing Network. And we're going to have a lovely time with these ladies. And for another show, we had about 50 guests that sat in on our show from the Catholic Marketing Network that is here in Birmingham, Alabama this year. It's very hot right now, and so they've come from all over the country and the world. We met a couple from Puerto Rico, and they were like, we're not just from the United States, you know, we've come from all over, and so that was really sweet. And come in to see everything that there's teaching and training that they offer. There's exhibits that they set up. It's a beautiful way to network with other retailers who need to get their wares out, right, to the people, to you and me. I mean, I used to do religious catalog here at EWTN, which I love doing. And, you know, we would sell these beautiful cups. This is one of my favorite cups, and this has gone the distance, and it stayed with us on At Home. Those beautiful things, as Mother would say, to bring them into your home. And it was Mother Angelica that really challenged me. I didn't have a statue of St. Joseph in my house. And she was like, if you don't have a statue of St. Joseph, you need to go buy one now, which I did. But to have those religious reminders in your home with you, so when people come into your home, they know something's different there, and ways that you can educate, and books and all the beautiful things that they do.
Catholic Marketing Network, incredible. Wholesale, retail, individuals, ministries, networking, coming together, and ultimately spreading the good news of Jesus Christ and the good news of the church that will bring, Lord willing, awakening to the countries that are involved with the Catholic Marketing Network and renewal into the church. We'll be right back. Plenty more to come. Don't go away.
Welcome back. We're at home with Jim and Joy, and today our guests are Silvia Osong and Janine Evanish. Silvia is the Executive Director of Catholic Marketing Network, and Janine is the owner of Heaven and Earth Gift Shop and Café in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and she is also a member of the Catholic Marketing Network. You can visit the Catholic Marketing Network's website at catholicmarketing.com.
Great site.
It's a great site. And before we speak with Silvia and Janine, let's watch this clip on the mission of the Catholic Marketing Network.
There's too many people that are isolated in trying to do good work for God. They're all trying to figure out how to market Catholicism in a fresh way that actually engages people.
So we tried it the first year, had tremendous success.
It's exciting. I'm having fun. I'm meeting a lot of really great people.
I have been to all of these shows over the last year, and by far this is my favorite.
I want to emphasize the importance of what you're doing as lay apostles. in the CMN.
The Catholic Marketing Network has a service that the marketplace needs and the church needs.
There's the distribution of a lot of Catholic religious items, but most of the people you talk to, they say, well, we really come for the networking.
It's a great joy to be here. In fact, it was almost 10 years ago that I came to the Catholic Marketing Network for the first time. There was a friend and I putting out sacred music, and Ignatius Press picked it up and they showcased us, and before you know it, we had sold 20,000 copies to people like you. And that sprungboard a company that now has reach in about 8 different countries.
I found really good and very interesting because I like when people come from everywhere and we can learn a lot. We come to show something, but they show us too. So that's an amazing.
This is always one of my favorite events.
I always love coming here and being here because it's such a synergy to be around like-minded people with the same ideals, the same love for the church. So it's beautiful.
Well, ladies, that was outstanding, and we're so delighted to have the both of you with us today. But Silvia, you are the Executive Director of Catholic Marketing Network.
Yes.
And you own a beautiful store, Heaven and Earth Gift Shop and Cafe in Scranton, Pennsylvania, right?
Yes, thank you.
But before we get into all of that, I want you first, beautiful ladies, to tell our family a little bit about yourselves, because that's your business end of what you do and how God is using you with all of your skills and talents. But what else? Who are you, ladies? Tell our family.
Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you, Jim, for having us on the show. We're so happy to be here. My name is Silvia Osong. I'm originally from Cameroon, West Africa, and I'm married to Musongo Osong. He's been at your show.
Yes, wonderful.
And we have 4 beautiful children, aged 17, 15, 9, and 8. We raise our kids Catholic. They go to a Catholic school, and we're practicing, and we're involved in Catholic ministry. My husband's involved in the Catholic ministry with a faith formation platform for children, K through 8 grades.
One of them.
Catholic Brain, Adventure Catechism, all these beautiful series. And I think EWTN even carries shows one of those series on the network. So and I immigrated to the United States in 2007 to join my husband, and we've been ever since, building our family and loving life here. We have family back home, but the opportunities here are endless, and being part of the Catholic Marketing Network is a blessing because I get to work and then live my faith at the same time, and you don't get that these days.
Right.
So it's been a tremendous blessing.
And where's home for you?
Cameroon, West Africa.
No, I mean
here
in
Dallas,
States.
Texas.
Okay.
McKinney, McKinney, Texas.
Okay, good.
Yes,
Perfect.
ma'am.
Well, good. Well, Janine, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, hello, I'm Janine Evanish. Thank you so much for having us here. I've been looking forward to this week all year because it's so rejuvenating. I have been married to my husband, John, for 34 years. We have 3 beautiful children, one whom we adopted, and we have a grandson and another grandson on the way.
Perfect. And home for you is in Scranton, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I live in a suburb of Scranton.
Good, perfect. Well, good. Well, tell our family a little bit about what Catholic Marketing Network is.
I know. Well, Catholic Marketing Network, when you hear about it, you kind of think networking, marketing, but truly we're a trade organization. So Mr. Al Napleton, our founder, started this organization some 27 plus years ago. And he started the organization to solve a problem. The distribution of religious items was one of the issues he ran into when he worked at CCC of America, where he created this little beautiful children's book, a series, and they were really struggling getting it out to the consumer. And he thought, how do I get this product from the studio into the hands of the families? And the way that works is you have to get distribution. And so he thought about starting the Catholic Marketing Network. He did the trade show and got retailers to come, he got vendors to come. So we're really the connector between everyone that's involved in the distribution of religious items. From your retailers, distributors, manufacturers, all they come to our show, they network, they find new products, they create relationships, long-lasting relationships, and they go out after our show to continue work. It's all about building our faith all the different items that the stores sell. You know, they it just goes a long way to help families reinforce our faith and our values as Catholics.
Tell us about the event right now in Birmingham. It begins today?
Yeah, the event begins today. This morning we had our retailer workshop. Lots of training from experts in the industry about how to run your store, how to get online, different systems, integration, platforms, search engine optimization, and I've heard good things about how that training went. Later this evening, we're going to have a retailer roundtable meetup. We get to get all the retailers together, and we will have a little discussion and chat about things that are important to just the retailers. They get to hear from their peers, they get to be empowered and encouraged, and just to communion and fellowship with one another.
Perfect.
Janine, how did you connect with the Catholic Marketing Network? How did you hear about it? What did you see within it that you thought could be beneficial to you as a retailer?
Honestly, I cannot remember the exact way I found out about Catholic Marketing Network. However, I signed up before my store was open and was attending. I just thought it was an amazing resource. I had never been in retail before and was so grateful that something like this was available. It's such a niche market, and so to have expertise and the help I had, especially when I first opened my store, was incredible. And as I grow, I find I'm still getting information and experience from others that help me grow with my business as well.
So for you, when you became a part of the network, it was before you had even opened the doors of your store. So you learned a lot before you even became the owner of heaven and earth, right?
Absolutely.
Which is so important because that's rather scary.
Right.
You think, oh, what do people want anyway? What do I put in my store? What are the items that people are desiring to purchase? Because Mother Angelica used to say, we need to fill our home with holy reminders.
Absolutely.
Well, where are we going to get these holy reminders, right? People create them, but then you have to get them into the hands of the people through stores and through networking and ways to say, this is how we do this.
Right.
Okay, with her business, even before she started fully, she connected with you all. And so it's not, I'm just wondering, it's not only promoting the products, it's like how you run the business, right? What are the best practices in terms of right? So what are those components? And I'm just thinking about keeping a books or software or whatever. Like, what areas do you help a business like this to get off the ground? Because we could all be about, well, this is how you put it out there, but the inside isn't working right.
Right. I think through the Catholic Marketing Network, what we try to do is equip the members with resources and hands-on training that they can take back and improve on what they do. For someone that's starting out, I think it's a great way to network with other retailers to help. And we have one of our member benefits is a Google group, which we have our retailers that, it's a platform for them to ask questions and talk to one another and, discuss things that there are people in the group that have experience and they can help them with advice.
Yeah. So
that is really helpful for anyone coming in, being part of our network. You have this network of retailers that, it's an amazing network because once you become a member and you're part of the group, there is sourcing information that gets passed by. Oh, a customer is looking for this rosary or, this art or something, and anybody has it, or do you know a vendor that has it? And before you know it, they have an answer. Someone always has an answer. And so it's a huge resource, which I hope all of our members can take advantage to and be part of that group, because it's free. Once you pay your membership, you get added to the group, and you have endless resources that you can utilize.
Unfortunately, it seems that there may be one Catholic kind of business or two Catholic business, it seems, in some communities. And so you're just starting something up, and it's kind of like, well, I just feel alone, and you kind of feel isolated, and you're going to create this thing when there's so much that's already been done. So I guess that's been one of the key benefits, is that you say, I really have a network of people some of us are just beginning, a lot of us are far down the road, and you got all the expertise, you got their successes and their failures, so you don't have to have those failures.
Right.
Share more with us about that.
Well, I was going to say, when I was opening up my store, the local Toys R Us was closing, as well as the Sears. And we were able to buy some of the Sears, like their jewelry counters, for example, and repurpose them into our store. So, but at the same time, I was thinking, I feel like I'm running into a burning building. You know, everyone's leaving. It seems like, you know, the big people are leaving retail, and yet I'm starting. So, of course, there was a lot of prayer and discernment involved with that. So I did feel like I was doing God's will. But the Catholic Marketing Network really helps you be with people who are sticking with it, who are trusting God and the Holy Spirit to guide them with the right products, you know, to meet the right people and to serve your community, because it's really beautiful and it's so needed.
Well, and some churches have their own bookstore, and some communities have their own Catholic bookstore. But it's not like that all over the country, right? So there's almost like a desert. So if people wanted to buy Catholic wares and learn, how do they get in touch with you all? What is the best way for them to get in touch with you?
So for us, one of the things we created is our directory, and also we have a local shop local link on our website, where if you go on our website, on our store locator, and say, for example, we're here right now, and you put in your zip code, it brings up all of the businesses, all the stores that are in your area.
Excellent.
And you have the phone numbers, you have the emails, you have a link to their website, and you can click through and find that store. So that's one of the ways we promote our members, because we want people to be able to shop local. Because right now, there is not a lot of authentic Catholic products out there, especially with the big giant retailers. We know who they are. But I think we offer that because we know that people that really want these good, authentic Catholic products want to really support the local Catholic book and gift stores, and in the parish stores and online stores. There's just a wide variety of these retailers out there.
You've got this trade show
Yes.
here in Birmingham. Approximately how many vendors are a part of it?
So this year we have about 75 vendors.
75.
Right, so 75 different brands represented.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, you know, that would be, I'm sure it's good for people who have businesses to see, but I would like to go just to see all these different outlets and what's going on, the variety from ministries to retail to wholesale or whatever, and just to see that. But it almost sounded like, you know, you're having a show every day on your website.
Correct.
Where we can go not only to the locals, but all the different outlets of ministries of the Catholic Church, and you don't just have to try and find them. It's all there.
It's
that
all
is
there.
a great service.
On our directory. And also we have our new online marketplace we just launched. It's a wholesale marketplace. So we take the trade show outside of the face-to-face encounter and then move that online, and we're building that platform to get it to where we think it needs to be. And it served a lot of our members, because then the wholesalers get to have exposure, and then we direct the retailers and say, hey, if you're looking for a new product, you might want to try our marketplace, because that's where you know, all the vendors are found. So we need to work on getting that revamped and helping our vendors get seen online, because everyone's moving online now, even the retailers. So it's something Catholic Marketing Network is doing outside of our trade show. So when we go back home, we just don't, you know, shut the office and say, oh, we'll come back next year.
We'll see you next year.
There is a lot more we do behind the scenes to keep our members engaged, you know, through all these different resources we're creating online.
What was the inspiration for you? Who was the inspiration for you? Or was it a call to ministry? Or what was it? Or was it you just wanted your own business? What inspired you to do this? Who inspired you to do this?
I would say it's a combination. I became Catholic when I was 26. And so I just kept falling deeper and deeper in love with the faith over time. And really my family was growing. I was going to have the empty nest, and I was praying to God, what should I do? I had a background in business and really loved the faith, and so I realized I wasn't going to have anyone to talk about the faith with in my home. And the same thing, I had decorated my home with a lot of beautiful religious products, and I just thought, I want to keep talking about the faith. Where can I go? And so I felt like God put it on my heart to combine my business background. Both of my grandparents had small businesses, and so I got to see how they impacted the community. and I thought I would regret it if I never, tried. So really, and just seeing, I did read books about Mother Angelica also, and she was just so brave and fun, that she would take the leap of faith that she felt God was putting on her heart. So I was kind of thinking, okay, if she could do it, I think I'm going to do it. So we've definitely, been risk takers, my husband and I, and there's been a lot of support from my family. But I love being able to continue to talk about the faith with, the customers. I love the personal interaction and relationships we can build.
So it's really a business.
But it's a mission.
It's a mission, and it's a community. Because your place, Heaven and Earth, right?
Right, and it has a cafe.
Every time I hear Heaven and Earth, it's like, she's the owner of Heaven and Earth. So, well, that's a lot. You need a lot of head. So I thought he was the owner. Anyway. But your thing, I mean, you've got all these different, products, for lack of a better word, that you're getting out, but you also have a cafe, and then you do a lot with women. And so it's really like a representation of the church, right there
in the
on
streets.
site. You did this all
beautiful.
for you. You're having a great time, I can tell. Yeah.
It's true. I think what I've learned with CMN and working with other great Catholics is really trying to have the courage to do what I think God's called me to do. And I see so many artists using their gifts in the world. And so I think that's a challenge for all of us. But when we see other people doing it, it gives you permission to do it too.
Yeah.
And so that's been fun. But I do find it very enjoyable to give encouragement and to help people make a connection between a great book, beautiful devotion, a medal, something that can help them, with their day-to-day lives. People are suffering, and we need help.
Yeah,
excellent. We're going to hold you over for the final segment, so we'll have a few more minutes to talk and to share. The Catholic Marketing Network, you need to know about it, you need to participate in it, really spreading the gospel and sharing about the church. It's really a part of the renewal that's happening within the Catholic Church. We'll be right back, plenty more to come. Don't go away. Speaking everything, the Catholic Marketing Network. Sylvia, just speak about the event. You have a yearly event, so many vendors are there. Who are, distinguish them from one another, and what are some of the highlights of the time?
Right. So, we have this event every year, and we kind of move it around the country, just because we want to reach the retailers. So we've been to the Northeast, Midwest, but we haven't been in the South region in a while. So we figured this year, and especially in partnership with EWTN, you guys giving us a platform here, and members love EWTN. You saw them in their numbers here earlier.
Yes.
So we have planned this week lots of different things. Like I explained earlier, we had our retailer training this morning. We're going to have our retailer meetup in the evening, talk one-on-one with our retailers. One of the most important things of our event is that we do not leave Christ behind. We were founded on Christ, and we make sure we keep that, so we encourage people to attend our masses. We have masses every morning. So tomorrow morning we start with Rosary in the morning at 6:30, Mass at 7. Father John Paul is going to be our celebrant, and then followed by breakfast, and then we have our expo hall opened. In the evening, we have our author meet and greet and a cocktail reception, and we will have our sponsor with my green scapular. He'll be talking about the green scapular and the history of it. His name is Randy Scott. He's going to share a beautiful story about the green scapular. And then we have our author meet and greet later in the evening, where our authors will be signing books, meeting with people, and sharing about their story. And then on Wednesday, we get to have our big breakfast. Father Mitch is going to be our keynote speaker. Everyone's looking forward to that. We're going to have a good crowd. And then later on, we have more training. We have trainings throughout for our retailers. And then there is just tremendous opportunity for network. In our expo hall, you can find vendors of different products. You have ministry leaders, you have lay apostolates, you have clergy. We do have confession as well every day. And then one of the most important things we're having is our adoration. We have the Blessed Sacrament. So that is the highlight of our event. We can never have our event without the Blessed Sacrament.
Sylvia, Janine, thank you so much for being with us. We're so glad we have tomorrow to continue to speak about this incredible marketing network. Go to CatholicMarketing.com. CatholicMarketing.com. So much information. You will be inspired. If you're thinking about starting a business with that Catholic emphasis, Catholic Marketing Network is for you. Amen. So God bless you. God bless all of your loved ones. Keep it on EWTN. Bye now.